Hey everyone, welcome to January. It is a happy new year. Do you like playing games? Like board games, card games. I love all kinds of games. They're just so much fun. So I just got a new one today. I'm gonna try to check it out. It's called Catman. Weird name, I know, but some guy gave it to me at a really great discount. So I was all happy about it. Now, if you're like me, you can't play a game unless you know the rules. It's kind of like my responsibility to know the rules before you play a game. Now we're talking about responsibility this month. And responsibility is showing that you can be trusted with what is expected of you. So let's check out these rules. Okay, put all the pieces out. Okay, got that done, blah, 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 yeah. So, okay, each player rolls a die to decide who goes first in the game. Okay, got it. To determine who goes first, the person rolls, and the greatest number goes first and the lowest number goes last. Okay, that makes enough sense. We're good so far. And then the first person draws a utility card. If the card is beige, they should go second. Okay, if it's fuchsia, they should go last. And if it's black, the process is null and void and the game resets? What? Rule 132. If you run out of utility cards, you must pause immediately and order some more cards from the website below? The standard shipping is gonna be 3 to 5 business days? What? Well, anyway, rules are important and that's what we're learning about today, but man, I wish these rules didn't have to be so complicated. And you know what? Maybe the rules of life don't. Check it out.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verses 36 through 40.
The book of Matthew, the very first book in the New Testament, was written by, you guessed it, Matthew. Now, even though he was a tax collector and disliked by others, he became one of Jesus' followers. And years later, he wrote an eyewitness account of the things that Jesus said and did. For example, he tells us of the day that the religious leaders tried to trap Jesus with a trick question.
Teacher, which is the most important commandment in the law?
The religious leaders followed 613 different laws. They wanted Jesus to pick just one law so Jesus would get in trouble for leaving out the other 612 laws. But Jesus didn't fall into their trap. Instead, he took this opportunity to show everyone that following God doesn't have to be complicated.
Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. Love Him with all your mind. This is the first and most important commandment. And the second is like it. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Everything that is written in the law and the prophets is based on these two commandments.
Now, Jesus wasn't saying that the other 611 laws were wrong. He was only saying that if you look at every choice in your life through the lens of loving God and loving others, you won't go wrong. If you love God and love people, you will fulfill all the other laws. It's truly that simple. Often, it's in our darkest times that we find the most amazing opportunities to show love to others. In the past year, due to COVID-19, we've seen a lot of people put themselves on the line to help others.
Doctors, nurses, medical workers. But we've also seen grocery store cashiers and delivery workers put themselves at risk of getting sick. So each of us could have the food and supplies we need.
That's love in a big way. And you know what? Young people and kids have stepped up too.
In Reno, Nevada, a college student named Jade Powell recruited a few friends to help elderly people buy their groceries during the pandemic. Within a few days, the idea took off. More and more volunteers jumped in to help shop and drop off groceries on the doorstep of older individuals. Within weeks, Shopping Angels reached all 50 states and other countries too, all because one student saw a need and chose to stop and show God's love.
Sometimes showing love to others only takes a few minutes.
In Columbus, Ohio, Taryn, who is 9, and Calliope, who's 6, knew their elderly neighbor loved classical music. Because she was in isolation and couldn't go out, they took a concert to her front porch. For 30 minutes, they played a private cello concert just to brighten her day. It was a simple and amazing way to show love to others.
Let's look at one more story.
In Portland, Oregon, a high school junior named Julia Lynn quickly realized that with school closed, some kids and families would not be able to get enough to eat. She put out the word online in her community, requesting food donations. Within days, she received over 400 responses. Julia picked up each donation herself, and with the help of the school student government, she set up distribution centers where families in need could pick up the food. In helping provide food to hungry people, Julia was clearly showing God's love in action.
God loves us so deeply. He's done so much for us, it's our responsibility to take that same love and show it to others. As Paul reminds us in the book of 1 Timothy,
"Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young. Set an example for the believers in what you say and in how you live. Also, set an example in how you love in what you believe."
don't wait for somebody else to go first. Now is your time. Now is your chance to love God by loving others.
Do you ever notice how many rules there are in life? Like, look both ways before crossing the street, or no talking in class, or if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Now, those aren't bad rules. I mean, they keep us safe. But the Bible also has a lot of rules, thousands of commandments. But wait, there's still good news. Jesus made it really simple when he explained that there are 2 rules that really encompass all the other rules. That's right, they all come back to these 2 things. Love God and love others. So remember, if you follow Jesus, you can choose to keep it simple and just love God and love others. That's pretty simple. Unlike this new game that I just got. I'm gonna keep trying to figure it out, but might be returning this one. Anyway, keep it simple, guys.